Easy. Okay,
It's a
so
new pair.
we started the new parak yesterday.
We started the new pair.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we did.
Right, so let's go back to the Mishnah again. So talked about Inu Nefesh, the Gemara talked about the Inu Nefesh means some kind of self-affliction, and that's the case that the husband has the right to nullify her Nedarim. The Gemara spoke about also even if it's not self-affliction, but something that relates to the husband. So the Gemara said a chiluk that is that the Inu Nefesh she could nullify completely, absolutely. And by the only what's relative to him, as long as she didn't remarry. Once she remarried, there's not to get him anymore. So then it's going to take effect. It's hovering above until he divorces her and somebody else marries her, and then that nether will take effect. The Mishnah spoke about what's called Inu Nefesh, and it said Machlokes Tanakam and Rav Yossi. Tanakam says something about im erchas im lo erchas, im iskashet im lo iskashet, and Rav Yossi said no, only about eating. That's what it seems to be in the Mishnah. So take it the Mishnah very loosely. That's what the Mishnah is saying, that washing and kishut would mean all kinds of adorning. If it means makeup or perfume or even cutting hair, that we'll see later on, also might be considered. So Tanakama says that's considered an Inu Nefesh, to not to be able to do it. And the Yossi says no, only not eating. That's what it seems to be the general idea in the Mishnah. But the Gemara has difficulty with the words. It says in Mishnah, im erchatz, if I'm going to wash. So even if he said
if she doesn't wash, then it's a problem with him also.
So that's an issue. That's nice, and I think they're going to talk about it eventually. That maybe even Rabbi Yossi is going to say that even if it's not inui, but it doesn't affect him. So we'll get to that. That's different. That's not going to be today. But in this issue, that not washing is considered affliction. Okay, Tanakama says not washing is considered affliction. But the words are very difficult. It says im erchatz. If he would have said I'm mastering the enjoyment of washing. Very nice. So that's considered Inu Nefesh. But the words im erchatz means if I wash. If I wash it sounds like it's talking about the Tanai. Sometimes a person asers something on himself. This thing is hereby aser on me. Sometimes he says it's aser if something. If I do something, so then this is aser. If I wash, then something else is going to be aser. So we're not talking about the actual neder. We're just talking about the Tanai. And that's going to be the subject of the Gemara. How does the Tanai come in? Just a little preview. If someone says it does answer something, I'm giving a preview that I'm not sure what it's going to say, but just how to think. I would think this is the way to start. If a person answers something which is Inu Nefesh, but only on a condition. If I do something, then I'm going to answer myself Inu Nefesh. But if I do something only, if I walk the dog, or I don't walk the dog, so then I'm going to be asked to eat. So walk the dog. So who told you to?
If I don't walk the dog, then I'm not going to take a shower.
Yeah. Okay, so walk the dog. So it could be that it's only us. It's only considered a neder inu nefesh if it's absolutely going to cause her inu nefesh. It's going to cause her self-affliction.
In the case of washing, it turns out that this Tanai, if I wash, it isn't if I don't wash.
Right.
It's if I wash. It's already.
No, if I wash means if I wash, I'm not going to wash.
If I wash, the neder applies.
Right.
Okay, so that means that.
So what is the neder?
Oh, so I'll wash so that the neder doesn't apply.
If I wash, then the neder is going to apply.
Oh, so I don't want to wash.
So I can't wash. You can't wash if you
can't wash. So then
but it depends. What's going to happen? So let's say she washes. Now the neder takes effect. What's the neder? What did she ask herself in the neder? So it's a given. It's an unknown. But if it will be something which is not inu nefesh, so the husband will say, "Go ahead, wash." I didn't tell you not to wash. You didn't say you're not going to wash. You just say if you wash, then something's going to be usher. Then what's going to be usher? Then it's usher to
play bridge with the girls. I don't know.
Something is not inu nefesh. Something is not. Then it's going to be. Then dice are going to become usher on you. Okay, so wash and dice are usher on you. You're not going to be able to gamble anymore. You're not going to be able to play games. That's not called inu nefesh. Okay, means.
No, but he's not allowed to.
We're looking for a case that's inu nefesh that he could make. We're looking for the classical case of lanos nefesh. Torah says that if she made a self-afflicting neder, the husband can. So when I want to find what the mission is, what is the case of inu nefesh? Something about rechitza, but it doesn't say I'm not going to wash. It says if I wash. So what does if I wash mean? If I wash, so it means if you wash, then something's going to happen. What's going to happen? So if the neder, there's a neder in the Tanai. There's the neder means the thing that she asked on herself, the konam, and there's the Tanai. So it doesn't sound so terrible. If she says im erchas, if I'm going to wash, what's going to be asa? if it's not something which is inu nefesh, so
Then it's
okay,
nothing you
wash.
can make, then it's not a case.
So then why is it being inu nefesh? What's the inu nefesh?
Mhm.
So the Gemara understands that even though it's unspoken in the Mishnah, we'll say that it means that there is going to be inu nefesh. It's going to be a definite inu nefesh. Like let's say not eating.
Because that's the subject of the mission.
Right. So it
Okay,
comes out a strange thing. The Mishnah might be
Time.
telling you in the unspoken word, it's telling you what is inu nefesh. It doesn't even say what the inu nefesh is. Inu nefesh means I'm not going to eat. So if I'm going to wash, I'm not going to eat. If I'm going to wash, I'm not going to eat. So now she's stuck because if she washes, she can't eat. That's totally inu nefesh. And if she doesn't wash, so she's being afflicted because she can't wash. She could eat, but she can't wash.
Oh,
And that's also inu nefesh. So that's how the Gemara is going to. That's the Gemara's problem. That it says im merchas. It doesn't just say I'm not going to wash. It says if I wash. So that needs explanation. So I just gave an introduction of how I would think what the im is. That's what's bothering the Gemara. What does the Mishnah mean to say? That the Gemara throws in. That doesn't.
aren't we at Hechikamar?
Oh, you can say Yechikamra. What did she say? What does the Mishnah say? What is the case of the Mishnah that's considered inu nefesh if she says im merchas?
Yeah,
Now the problem is because it doesn't say what the neder. It just says the tanai. Im merchas is only the condition. It doesn't say what's going to become maseh. So we'll stick in that it's something that's definitely inu nefesh, which means konon peros olam, which everyone agrees that's considered inu that she can't eat peros. So if I wash, I'm not, then peros olam are going to become aser on me, and that's what the Mishnah means to say that it's considered inu nefesh because now she's not going to be able. If she washes, she's not going to be able to eat. But why doesn't? But the Gemara is there's a lot of behind the scenes over here. It seems. So why does the Mishnah talk about konon peros? Why doesn't it talk about rechitza on the neder itself? It must be that the Mishnah holds at this point that washing is not a problem of inu nefesh. The Gemara goes like mamish, jumping back and forth. If the Mishnah doesn't say the parish that not washing is an inui, so why doesn't it say so? If it holds that washing is an inui, so it should have said, I'm not going to wash. So the fact that it only made it into the Tanai and not into the Neder, it sounds the Mishnah holds that not washing is not an affliction. So what's the problem? Don't wash and eat. Why should you be able to be made for it? Lo tirchatz, lo litzvan peresolam. She shouldn't wash. If the Mishnah holds at this point that not washing, abstinence from washing is not considered an affliction, so she should not wash, and she should be the parents won't become us, and she will not eat. What's the problem? The ode, they take out the word elu. So let's read it. Lo siachas lo sitzon peres olam Allah. That's how you just take out the word elu. The ode. And second of all, Rav Yossi ein elu nidre inu nefesh. Rav Yossi says it's not inu nefesh. If the point you might have thought that the machlokes is that Tanakama says that it might become masa if she washes. The problem is really not eating, but if she might wash. Washing is not a problem. The etzem, there's no inu nefesh in not washing, but she might wash. She might wash, and then she's going to become aser to eat. If that's what the Tanakama holds, and Rabbi Yossi is arguing on that, he should have said that it's not an inu that that was I missed something over here. Means the Gemara is going on two steps. The Gemara goes two directions. If she made it another, that if I wash, I'm not going to eat. Is that alone a problem? So first the Gemara goes, that's not a problem. If not washing is not considered an affliction, so we'll tell her don't wash and eat.
but according to Rabbi
And what is the Tanakama going to maybe hold? That she might wash. And if she washes, then she's not going to be able to eat. And that's a problem. And if Yossi wants to argue on that.
So that's the ability to make the hafar.
Right. Why could the Tanakam hold? He could because she might end up being usher to eat because she might wash. Not that the washing is the problem.
Yeah.
But she might wash, and then she's not going to be able to eat, and that's the problem. And if Yossi is coming to argue on that, why should he argue on that? Isn't it true that she might wash, and then the perosolim are going to be usher? It means in Rabbi Yossi's words, you don't see that it's coming to say, I'm not choshish. If Tanakam is saying that I'm choshish, she'll make a mistake and do the Tanai, then she's going to become Maser. So Rabbi Yossi is in his words, you don't see that he's arguing on that. So why is Rabbi Yossi arguing? If Tanakam holds that there is a shot, she's going to wash by mistake, and then she's not going to be able to eat, so then it should then talk it right. That should be Maser. So the Gemara it pulls it on both sides. So we still don't know what the machlok is between Tanakam and Rabbi Yossi is. So the Gemara now switches altogether and says that the washing is the issue. First, the Gemara thought that the Mishnah says that washing is not the issue. Now the Gemara says washing is the issue. That if a person cannot wash, that's called an inyan. The abstinence of washing is considered an inyan.
Can you do the last two lines in terms of Rabbi Yossi? What exactly happened here?
That the Gemara is saying
He
why
said, "Ein el elu nidre
in
in
an
the
nefesh."
Let's
Like,
talk about washing.
whatever you said, whatever case you said is not a problem. You said the case, but the case of Tanakama. Tanakama said, if I wash, I'm not going to eat,
And then,
and that's in a nefesh. Yosi says no.
okay,
So the Gemara doesn't see in Rabbi Yossi that he's arguing on the chash that she might eat. So why is Tanakama wrong? She might end up being also to eat. Isn't that going to be in a nefesh? She
that's
might.
the Dilma.
The Halem Rabbi Yossi and Elu Ein Nidri Nefesh. Dilma Rachsa Vitzru Peus Olam Allah. How could Rabbi Yossi say in this thing that it's not considered in a nefesh if
She may
maybe
end
she's
up
going to wash and then she's
never
not going to be able to eat pears and that's surely in a nefesh. If Rabbi Yossi meant to say I'm not choshesh that she's going to wash, it doesn't say that in the words. The Gemara
Okay.
says in the words of Rabbi Yossi doesn't say that. So what's there's machlokas here if it's considered in a nefesh, not eating pears, so surely it's only in a
Forever,
nefesh.
yeah.
So the nupshat that the abstinence of washing is considered in a nefesh. So that's an interesting thing that the Mishnah threw in the Tanai in Merachas. That's how we started off. I should have said, I'm not going to wash. That's considered in a nefesh. So she said something about in Merachas. So the Gemara makes a fancy case. If I wash, I'm never going to wash. She said a fancy thing. It comes out she can't wash. She says, if I take a shower, I'm never going to take a shower. So
If I take a shower, I'm never.
Okay.
gonna
Takes
take
it
a
down
shower.
one time and then she.
right. So that
She
means
gets
so
one
so
for free.
so if she's allowed to do one, but then she can never do it again. What's the other choice? That it shouldn't be chal, so she won't take a shower first. So she's also not taking it. So either way she can. So and what is the essence of that saying? That not washing is a in a nefesh, and that's what the Mishnah means to say. Why did it make such a dreidel? I don't know, but it means to say that if you have abstinence of washing is considered in a nefesh. Nothing about peros means that the first prat we saw that it's only in the Tanai, it's not the Isser. So we're saying no. The Mishnah is hinting that this is the whole issue. The issue is only about washing, and even though it said im erchatz, but it means also that the Isser is also erchatz.
And
So it means,
Rabbi Yossi says,
and Rabbi Yossi is going to argue and say that's not a problem, so she won't wash.
it's not in nefesh, and he's not allowed to make fair though. Is that what it
And
means?
right, and he would say that that not washing is not considered in enough. Tanakama says that not washing is a self-affliction, and the rest says not. We can get through the Mishnah so
Okay,
far.
so if she was, so let her wash.
Let her
Let her wash once.
No, then she's not able to wash ever.
Rabbi Yossi doesn't care.
Right, good. That's the way you say it. So let's see it inside. The case must be that I'm answering the benefit, enjoyment of washing forever if I wash one time. So now it's considered in a nefesh. This is a good explanation. That's why Tanakam holds he's allowed to be made. It's in a nefesh. What should she do? Terchatz. She should wash. She's never going to be allowed to wash again. So lo terchatz. She shouldn't wash in order that it shouldn't be chal. So she's never washing. Isla nivula. She's becoming disgusting because she's not washing. Either way, she's becoming nivul. She's not washing. She's not washing. Or she can wash one time. But anyway, she's going to become never one. So Tanakam holds that that's considered in a nefesh, and if that's the pshat, Rabbi Yossi comes out, that's not a problem. Rabbi Yossi savar, so don't wash. That's what the Mishnah would come out according to this pshat, that Rabbi Yossi holds that not washing even indefinitely is not considered an inui. That's what the Gemara at this point till now that's what would be the pshat. But the Gemara says also that it doesn't say that. Now I don't know why it doesn't say it. And Rabbi Yossi says ein elu in nefesh. The Gemara asks on this. Listen, It should have said differently in the Mishnah. It should have said Rabbi Yossi Omer Tanai zeh ein bo inui nefesh. So I don't know what the words mean exactly. What we would call the Tanai is not to wash. But the Gemara says if the idea is to say that the whole issue, everything he said about not washing, is not considered an affliction. So the words don't say it enough. The words should have said it. What we would call the Tanai, we wouldn't call the Tanai, we would call that the whole Isser. The Isser is not in a nefesh. The Isser of not washing, the abstinence to not to be able to wash is not considered in a nefesh. I don't know what the Gemara, how the Gemara sees in the words that it should have been different, but the Gemara doesn't accept that that's what they're arguing about. Let's see a little, that's what the answer is going to be. Yeah.
Because he was talking about the affliction, right?
Yeah, we're all talking about affliction. We're all talking about affliction. In the affliction, you have the Tanai and the Neder, and we put everything into the same.
But if
same
Rabbi
boat.
Yossi really meant that, then he meant the Tanai is no good.
I thought he meant that Neder is not good. Make it if I wash, I'm not going to wash. So what does Rabbi Yossi say? So don't wash. Don't wash when. Don't wash. You can wash one time if you want to, and then you're not going to wash anymore. So we said, so you won't wash. That's not called inu nefesh. So the more once it should have said Tanai zeh ein bo inu nefesh. I'm not sure why I should have said that. I would have thought that the Isser zeh, like Neder zeh ein bo inu nefesh. I thought the words of the Gemara of the Mishnah are good according to this shot. The Gemara thinks it should have said the opposite. It shouldn't have said Neder. It should have said Tanai. How does it say in the Mishnah?
The point is that you shouldn't bring it tonight at all. The whole issue.
Oh, so then it shouldn't. Then they shouldn't say Abiyos Yomer. It should have said the whole thing. Don't say Yemerchas. Just say.
Maybe that's why he's Cholak on the Tanakama who brings it tonight. Says don't bring it tonight.
And Tanakama, that's what Abiyos is coming to say. But it was asking Abiyos, he didn't say well. Listen, Abiyos Yomer tonight. He should have. Instead of us asking, he should have asked it. I'm not sure if that's going to help on the answer of the Gemara now, but let's see a little bit further. So the Gemara now is going to edit it, leave a little bit more. Different case. Everything's about washing, but not that she said, if I wash, I'm never going to wash. But if I wash today, I'm never going to wash. I mean, she has a way to be safe. She just won't wash today.
One day.
And then tomorrow she's going to wash and everything's fine. It's just if she washes today, Erchatz Hayom.
Only
Right, before in the top line, it kind of Merchanas Rechitza Laila Olam in Merchas. It didn't say the word Hayom. And here it puts in the word Hayom. So in Merchas, so it's not so terrible. She's only answering herself. She answers herself forever if she washes today. So don't wash today. So Tanakama says that's also an inu, even not to wash for one day is also considered inu. If someone is restricted to wash even for one day, that's considered inu nefesh. And that's Rabbi Yossi argues and says that's not an inu. Just to be disgusting for one day, but not to wash for one day is not considered disgust, and that's not called inu nefesh. And that's what comes out. That's found in Mishnah. So it's
that works.
So that works. That works. And the words are good. The words are good also.
Yeah.
But the kasha still might be why not talk straight? Tanakama could have said, "I'm answering rechitza on myself for one day," and Rabbi Yossi says that's not the question of this asked that speak straight. Don't make it tonight. The kasha of Lamaskana also l'chora could be talking about that. Everyone agrees that not washing indefinitely is an and the question is. Washing for one day. So Tanakama says even not washing for one day is considered inui, and the rest says not. They could have said it simple. I don't know why it says it in a complicated way. Just
so we could work it through.
No, must be more reason. But just to I don't know why it's still complicated. But one thing does come out that basically says, so what is the inui nefesh? If I'm not going to eat peiros. And it comes out according to this, even for one day. Even that's what comes out now. Comes out a change.
Well, what comes out is even for one day if I'm not going to eat.
Right. I'm answering apples on myself for one day. That's inu nefesh. Not to wash is a machlokes. Not to wash for one day. Tanakama says is also inu nefesh. Rabbi Yossi says not. But not what is inu nefesh for one day? Not to eat peiros.
And is that a machlokes?
No, that's the case of Yossi himself also agrees. The Mishnah continues, and Amud Beis over there. The previous Amud Beis in the Mishnah. Rabbi Yossi said, "Ein elu." Top line is Rabbi Yossi Omer ein elu. Ve'elu hein inu nidre nefesh. Kolam peros olam olam. So Rabbi Yossi also agrees to that. By the way, in the Mishnah, is the numbers by that word after Rabbi Yossi, the elu, it's in Mishnah Beis, which is very confusing. The number is misleading. It's Rabbi Yossi talking. This is not inu nefesh. This is inu nefesh, and they put a Mishnah Beis in between as if that's a new Mishnah. That's very confusing. So then to ignore the numbers in the Mishnah, it's not to take them so seriously.
No, but over here it says that it's kolam peros olam.
You're right.
I thought you said it's one day.
Yeah, stick it in one day. Olam doesn't mean forever. Olam means the Paris of the world. In contrast
even
contrast
to
stick in one day. Well, you don't see in the Mishnah it's only talking about one day, but once the Gemara says that the washing is a one day issue, so you must say that the Paris is a one day issue.
Yeah.
No, later says the whole parak is what they say.
What do you mean?
Well, later on says that the whole parak is what they say. I didn't really.
What does it mean that the whole parak? Yeah, machlokes between Tanakama and Rabbi Yossi.
And everything else is reversed.
And from now on, it's Rabbi Yossi talking. Okay.
I just saw it. I didn't really get it.
Top line and Amud Beis.
Okay.
Shanisa. So we finished the word im erchatz.
Americans.
But the Mishnah continues. It says im lo erchatz. Shanisa means you answered. Shanisa im erchatz. Im lo erchatz echidam. How I can explain the rest of the Mishnah? It means the Mishnah gives two examples
Okay,
of two examples. It says im erchatz im lo erchatz im askashet im lo askashet, which Pashut means it's a Tanai, and we figured out that Tanai means if I wash, I'm not going to wash. And we said if I wash one day today, if I wash today. That other way it says in low erchatz. That doesn't make sense. If I don't wash, then I'm going to be what? I'll ask it to wash. Okay, so not to wash. If you
So
don't
you
wash,
have to
so
wash.
wash. So go ahead and wash. That's not. It's still you're not considered an ina nefesh to wash. If I don't take a shower, she wants very much to take a shower today. So she says, if I don't take a shower, then I'm not gonna take a shower for a week or forever. So I must take a shower today. Okay, very nice. What's ina nefesh?
Maybe she doesn't have any water, have any time.
She can't. Okay, let's see. But that's sticking something in that she made a neder that she should wash today, and there's some possibility why she won't be able to. See, Igmar's going to go with
Maybe
you're
he
saying.
doesn't want her to wash today.
What?
He doesn't want to have to.
But
go
you want to
chop
know,
the
is it
wood
called?
so she
Is it
can
no?
wash
Is it called ina nefesh? That's society. That's their issue. We're talking about is it called ina nefesh? So she didn't make ina nefesh. She made a
No,
condition.
the condition isn't the union. It's the
Right.
neder is the.
Right, and the Gemara seems to say that it's only going to sit. This is something to take out to take out of the Gemara, extract that it's only considered in nefesh. This we started off with only if the Tanai and then they're both in nefesh.
Oh,
Because if not, so then to keep don't do the Tanai, then you're not going to get to in nefesh. It's only going to be if in nefesh. If I do it in nefesh, if I do something which if I do something which is a pleasure, I won't have that pleasure. Means that an ina nefesh, both of them are ina nefesh, an issue of ina nefesh. So here, if I don't wash, let's take the simple case, the first case. If I don't wash, if I do wash today, so I cannot wash forever. So that's the ina nefesh on either side because you're stopping from washing. Washing is not to wash. See, we're taking the opposite. If I don't wash, so to wash is not ina nefesh. To take a shower is not ina nefesh. So it doesn't make sense. How do you read the words of im lo erchas? Now we're going on the im lo erchas. If it's the same case as the Resha, that if I don't wash today, then I'm never allowed to wash. So what's the problem? Which means how can he be made? Why is it in nefesh? Tis titzachi, which in Hebrew would mean titrachzi, means wash. Let her wash. So now the Gemara tries to get out of it by making a kind of a washing, which is with the washing is sometimes disgusting. Sometimes not to wash is disgusting. The affliction is not to wash. Regular case of washing, take a shower, clean water. So that's considered an inui not to be able to do that. But sometimes we can understand that washing is also a disgusting thing. So take it from the context of what we're talking about. If it says that if I'm gonna wash, and that's a case of an affliction, is there a case of washing which is an affliction? The one says yes. That there is a kind of a washing which is disgusting. Mei mishra is the disgusting water that they would soak pishtan when they wanted to make linen out of flax. You have to soak it, and the Gemara talks about this also in Brachos when it talks about that you have to be marchikin. Mei mishra, it's disgusting. It smells. It has a bad odor, and you have to move away daladamas even for saying Kriya Shema. So that's a disgusting thing to wash in Mei mishra. So to take it out of the to explain, understand between the lines. If it says that washing is an affliction, it's talking about washing and a disgusting thing. Okay, so stick it in, not bad. But this is not what Levi Yaakov said yet.
okay, this is Rav Yehuda who's explaining.
Right.
Yeah.
But the Gemara is the kasha that the Mishnah continues about this kasha, lowest kasha. That the next it talks about rechitza and also kishut. Kishut means some kind of an adorning oneself. Discuss the kasha now. If so, on the same level, equal. Tiktani lowest kasha, the lowest kasha, in lowest kasha, that if I'm not going to adorn, what are you going to say? In lowest kasha beneft, I'm not going to adorn myself with kerosene. Lichlechu, that's not called this kasha. Means the word rechitza is not bad. You can say washing in water, washing in mishra. The word washing means applies even in mishra also.
Mm-hmm.
But the word to be miskashe doesn't apply only to a positive thing. There's no such thing as being negatively miskashe. So the Mishnah doesn't reach them. So now I think Levi Yaakov comes in. Oh no. There's a pshat that says like you in the Gemara, but I'm not going to say it. in the next words, Levi Yaakov offered that, and there's a reason why she can't im lo erchatz. If I'm not going to wash, or I'm not going to discuss something, and for some reason she can't do it. Some learn that into the Gemara, and you might want to say it in the next couple of words. When I say it, you might think, oh, that's what it says. Let's continue. So now the Gemara is stuck again. What is the case of low erchatz, lowest kasha? What's the problem? Let her wash. Let her be miskashet. Amar Yehuda Damar, it's like this. Anas v'chitza la'olam alai im erchatz hayom u'shvua shelo erchatz. So first, the Asam is partial like Lev Yaakov, that it means that she made the Tanai, like she said both of them together. Like the beginning is that I'm never going to wash if I wash, and I'm making sure that I can't wash. So like she stopped herself from being able to wash. So that's something like Lev Yaakov says, but I'd rather not learn that pshat. The Mefarshim say a different pshat, which I think that's how the post can go. That the Mishnah is saying, when it says the low erchatz case, the case is Shvuah Shelo Erchatz. We can put this in parentheses even. The beginning part, the Umrah, this is the part of Im Erchatz. This we did already before. The question is, what's the case of low Erchatz? The case of low Erchatz is not Im Lo Erchatz, but it's Shvuah Shelo Erchatz. So the Mishnah reads two things. What's in nefesh? If she said, I'm not going to wash if I wash, that's what we finished with that already before. Then it says, which is another way of saying she'll end up not washing. If I wash one time, I'm never going to be able to wash. If I go again today, if I wash today, I'm never going to wash. And that was Tanakama that says that even one day of not washing is also an Inu. Rabbi argues on that. The case of lo erchatz is not a case of a neder, it's a case of a shvuah. Shvuah shelo erchatz. That's what the Mishnah means. When you read the Mishnah, just to scroll back to the Mishnah a second, a couple of pages ago, just to see it in the words. Am I going too far? Yeah, right here. Here it is. The parak starts. We finished that already. Im erchatz means if I wash today, I can never wash. And not being able to wash today is an inun. Now it says in low erchatz, that's a different case. Nothing to do with in. It means another case is take out the word in kimat. Shvuah shelo erchatz. A definite low erchatz. Even also one day. Even shvuah shelo erchatz hayom. So it says that. And that's not going to be with a it's not going to be with a neder. The more could have said a neder also l'chora. Konam hanos rechitza alai hayom, but it doesn't fit into the words low erchatz. So shvuah shelo erchatz. That's how the Gemara puts into the Mishnah. It's not the regular way the Mishnah talks, but stick in that the Mishnah means shvuah shelo erchatz. And the way we just finished saying, even shvuah shelo erchatz hayom, even just one day of not washing is also in nefesh, and that's what the Mishnah has to mean. Stick in the word shvuah. The same thing now. Now the same thing is going to apply to kishut. I know it's kishut alayla olam im eskashet hayom. That's the first part of the Mishnah, im eskashet. That I cannot, if I adorn myself today, I'm never going to adorn. And holding back from kishut even for one day is considered an inner nefesh. And the second thing was shvuah shelo eskashet. Another case, if a woman just says shvuah shelo eskashet, even hayom is also considered inner nefesh. The Gemara's problem doesn't like this because it doesn't say shvuah in our Mishnah. If so, if according to that, it should have said not only elun adam, it should have said elun adam shvuos, because you're talking about a case of a shvuah also. The first case is a neder, second case is a shvuah. It doesn't say that. Okay, so stick it in. Tani elun adam shvuos. So if you bothered by the gear, so stick in the word. It's missing a word. It should also say shvuos also. Iboy sema that the word nedarim also is a kolel. It's something that's also a general word, a generic word that can include shvuos also. Shvuos nami hainu nedarim. There's no difference. You could call a shvuah neder also. The tanan kenidrei nevisham is nodar benazir v'korban of a shvuah. Period. That there's a Mishnah over there says that when someone says nidrei visham, whatever the case of the Mishnah over there is talking about, but it includes also a shvuah also. Nodar benazir v'korban of a shvuah. That's not our subject right now. But you do see that a neder, it gives an example of a neder, and it says shvuah. Shvuah is a case of a nedrei rishon. So you see that the word neder and shvuah are interchangeable sometimes. And end of this again, more or less. That's how you read the Mishnah. That just to sum up the Mishnah, that rechitza is considered an inu nefesh, and the Mishnah Tanakam holds even for one day. Rabbi Yossi also would agree that indefinite is also but one day. Rabbi Yossi argues. How does the Tanakam express himself? If I'm going to wash today, what's going to happen? I'm never going to be able to wash. That the fact that you can't wash is considered an inui. And it comes out from the Gemara that it's only considered inui nefesh if both the condition and the neder and the issa, both of them are considered something which is self-afflicting, or else if you have it tonight, you can get it, you won't necessarily going to have the self-affliction. And the point about low erchatz, low eskashet, that means shvush. The shvush low erchatz, which also it's considered inu nefesh. You see that a husband can be made for a shvuah also, dafka only inu nefesh. Okay, finished. The rest of the Gemara is going to talk about, is that true? That holding back from washing, abstinence from washing is considered an inui? One second, please. If a woman, if a person doesn't wash, that's called inoy. The Gemara is going to ask, then it should be chayv koros on Yom Kippur. Yom Kippur says tanu es nafshe seichem, which means to afflict yourself, and everything that's affliction, that's you have to do whatever's an affliction. If you go against it, you're taking away the affliction. This is to eat, even this is to eat. It doesn't say in the Torah don't eat on Yom Kippur. It says afflict yourself, and if someone eats, he's taking away the affliction. And the same thing, if someone's going to wash, he's taking away the affliction of not washing. If not washing is called an affliction, and this pasuk it says la'anos nafesh, it says inoy by Nedarim, and you're saying that is included not washing, so it should be asan Yom Kippur. It is asan Yom Kippur.
Washing is.
It is asan, but it's not koris. It's not koris. And the Gemara is asking it should be koris. There should be
Eating
koris.
is koris?
Yes,
And
drinking, eating and drinking,
I thought
and
and the rest of them was not koris. Only
It's
eating.
not-
and drinking.
Okay, and let's say Shabbos, you take a shower.
Why not take a shower?
Shabbos?
Yeah, only hot water because it's that he might cook the water.
Oh.
It's only xera you might heat up the
That
water.
might be on next Shabbos.
There's no problem about the actual
Oh,
taking the
next
shower.
Shabbos.
Or to talk about schita, these kind of things. Other problems might come, but that's minhagim. But
No, by us using hot water is mavash.
using hot water
Using hot water from the boiler.
because
Yeah,
you're
yeah,
boiling,
because
you're boiling more water.
Because-
But
Because you're cooking.
that's not similar to the xera that you might end up cooking water either because it's going to go into the pipe or because you're going to heat up water in order to.
I said him go to the mikvah.
Yeah, because.
So that's the question. How do they wash in hot water?
Not in hot water.
Not cold water. That's fine.
There you go. I thought that, in other words, we're saying that this inui on Yom Kippur is only for rechitza, is only for Rabbanan.
No, it could be it's the rice, but it's not koris. Machlokes is it's surely not koris. Question is, was the right?
Certainly not, okay,
And that's
not-
the one so gives it should be koris.
That's what this question is.
Right, the question is going to be that if it's considered an inoy, so it should be chayv koris. The Rishonim say that it's not such a big kasha because the Gemara in Yuma says it has to be an inoy which is fatal. It has to be an inoy which could cause, if you do too much inoy, that is going to be fatal, which means eating and drinking. That would answer the Gemara's kasha, that even though it's considered an inoy, but it's not fatal, it's not going to cause death. So that could be a possible terrorist, the Rishonim say, from a different Gemara, but our Gemara doesn't go with that. So the Gemara is saying, if you're saying that's called an inoy, so then if someone washes on Yom Kippur, it should be chayv koros.
But the way this, why did they say rechitza twice?
Okay, it's
Washing is
an
inui
affliction by if you don't
of the
wash.
soul if you don't wash.
Right.
Washing is the subject.
It's definitely longer than other masechtas. The Nedarim is a different style, style
But
of.
it doesn't mean washing is a.
Kilo rotza, yeah, for sure. It means the issue of washing,
The issue of washing
which
will
means
be
kilo
inui.
rotza. Is that true? Then it should be chayv koros on Yom Kippur for a
Okay.
minute. It says in the Gemara, I think, I don't know if it's probably a brisa. Afa pisha asa b'kula, ein anish koros ela b'achol b'shosa, v'osa malacha b'vad. Maybe it isn't Mishnah, I forgot. But even though it's also to do all these things, the five inuyim, but it's only punishable by koros if he eats and drinks, and does malacha. Malacha is also that's a different issue. Don't do malacha. V'iyam, it's very very elaborate. V'iyam et kilo rachza ika ino yom kippurim ika ino. Kama Yom Kippurim ki rochas l'chayv koros. If you say by not washing is considered an affliction, so you should have to afflict yourself on Yom Kippur. On Yom Kippur, if you do wash, it should be chayv koros. So the kasha in short is, if it says by us that washing, not washing, is considered an inoy, then it should be chayv koros.
That wasn't the price, that was the explaining.
That's the kasha, right? Right. Right. That's the end. Amar Rava. You learn out from the context. By each thing, learn out of the context. By Yom Kippur and by Nedarim, each one goes according to its context. Kav Yom Kippurim d'chsev tanu es nafshe seichem milza diyada inuya hashta. I don't know how you see it in the pasuk, but the Gemara says from the pasuk over there, from the context, you can tell that it only means something which is recognizable now that is an inuy. And right now, if someone doesn't eat, you see him, he feels it, or you see on him. It's recognizable the affliction of not eating, but rechitza lo yada inu yahashta. It's not noticeable by not watching
somebody not washing. You don't see them being afflicted.
Right, either he himself or noticeable to others. You don't. It's not noticeable. It's not idea. It's not known. You don't. It's only something which is known now that it is affliction. But rechitza, not washing, it's not known now. But kabin nedarim d'chsiv Kol neder v'chol shavuos yisrael la'anos nafesh. I guess the point is la'anos nafesh, to afflict. Any neder or shvua of prohibiting something, la'anos nafesh. That's the pasuk. La'anos nafesh, milza de asir li'edi de inod. Something which could bring to affliction. B'chila rachza asir li'inod. And by not washing, it eventually will bring to inod. You can also talk about me, even the Rabbanan that say that we're just having a focus now, if not washing for one day is considered an inud. And Rabbi Yossi says no, Rabbanan say yes. The one doesn't put it into Rabbi Yossi and the Rabbanan. It seems that even according to Rabbanan, that if not washing for one day is an affliction, but it's still not noticeable. Only after more time will it be noticeable that the person is not washing. One day alone is not noticeable. So that's the reason why in Kippur it's not included. It's not called inui. Only by neder it's called la'anos nafesh, something which will bring to something which is noticeable affliction. That's what it seems.
Somebody
to be
who
the
would,
answer.
who would wash in a hot shower on Kippur from the boiler would get chorus because he cooked the.
If he cooked, I mean, if that's something has nothing with washing. If he puts it, if he turns it on, he's also chayv kares because he's cooking the water that's going into the boiler. Nothing to do with the washing. One is malacha and one is
Inui.
right. New Gemara. Let's end that Gemara, and everyone seems to be happy.
It says Virami, doesn't it?
That's New Gemara.
Oh, yeah.
The Rami, the Rabbi Yossi, Rabbi Yossi. Now comes a contradiction within Rabbi Yossi. Rabbi Yossi in our mission said that the washing, which we said means one day. I'm not sure. I didn't think about it yet, but we came out that Machlokes is only on one day. Here the Gemara might sound. I'm not sure what the Gemara is going to say now. But the way we learned so far, it came out that washing for one day was the Machlokes. Abstinence from washing for one day, Rabbi Yossi says is not. Maybe so far I think that he agreed that if not washing indefinitely is also. But I forgot. I didn't see if they talk about that yet. But here goes. Contradiction in Rabbi Yossi. Where does it say this? Tosefta. This is a Brisa and Baba Metzia. Nothing to do with Nedarim. Baba Metzia. Ma'yan shel bnei ha'ir. If there's a spring or a source of water that belongs to that's in the city, and the Mepharshim explain that it flows down to the next city, a river which is flowing water, and it's in their city, and it goes on to the next city, and they want to stop the water for themselves and not give it to the other city. So it says depends what you get out of it and what they get out of it. If it's things that need for sustenance, then they need enough drinking water, and other people also need it for drinking water, so they go first. They're allowed to stop the water, even though it's not going to be anything left for it's not a river, it's a spring. So even if they drink all the water, there's not any more left for the next city, they're allowed to do that because their life goes first. The next case is that both of them have enough to drink, but not need for the animals. And if they give, there's only enough for their animals. There's not enough to give animals. Also, if it's a question of the animals drinking and other animals drinking, the animals go first. They're both on the same level, so we go first. The third example, that the question of washing clothing. So it says if it's only enough water to wash one of theirs clothing, so then they go first. How about if we need it for washing and they need it for drinking? So that their life, their drinking water goes before your washing. But Rabbi Yossi says no. That you're allowed to take it for your own washing, even though they don't have for drinking. I don't think it means that they're going to die. I don't think it means they're going to die. Of course, you have to give it. I think it means that
because the source is over here is by us.
So they'll get water. They'll have to be. So they have to get water. They have to get water. But we have to give them our laundry water, our water for washing our clothing for them to drink. They're not going to die. I don't think it means they're going to die. If they're going to die, for sure, you have to give a lot more than your water. Yeah, but I think it means that they use it for drinking. They need drinking water. Of course, if they're not going to have it, they'll go. They'll get something. They'll schlep whatever. They're going to go from a different place further. But you're washing water, and they're washing. I mean, the clothing. Or how you say? What's the word? Now I want to differentiate between laundering water, and they're drinking water. So Tanakama says that they go first. The verse says you go first because it's very, very important to have clean clothing. So that's
it's important.
Important means
maybe
that
because the water came to you first.
So then we should close the whole subject. Then it has to do with this is my water. I'm allowed to do what I want. There has to be something that is equal to their. It also holds it because it's very important, not because our laundry goes before your drinking. It's because laundry is very important. And the Gemara is going to put on the level of Inu, that if you don't have it, it's considered an affliction. And that's the most kasha if laundry is so important, so surely showering
Well,
is so important. Hashtag kvisa amar Rabbi Yossi yesh batzah, comma, next page. Guf kulo l'kol shkein. If the washing the clothing is so important, and it will be an affliction not to wash clothing, so not washing the body is surely. So the Gemara says no.
That's
Washing-
the remedial, because he said.
That was the steer, right? Because he
Inuit
says
for a day is no problem.
for a day
I
I'm
mean,
getting mixed
washing
up.
for 1 day.
Washing, yeah. The 1 day is bothering me a little, but I'm not sure about the 1 day part. That's a little bit of a stick in the wheel over here.
Why?
It's only a 1 day. He also agrees that how about not washing clothing for 1 day? That's not the subject over here. Here it means we're not going to have enough water to wash, so it's not a 1 day issue.
It's just the issue in general.
The general,
No, I
the general
understand.
expression to me that not washing was a problem. Just 1 day not washing. That seems to be what's more one. If Rabbi Yossi holds that not washing indefinitely is an inuit, so it's no problem. Washing the clothing, washing the body. Just he said 1 day is not a problem. So maybe 1 day washing clothing is also not a problem. If once you stick in the 1 day issue, then I don't see what the Gemara's kasha is. It seems the Gemara is falling off of that a little bit, which I don't know yet, but I didn't look into it. But in general, Rabbi Yossi, I'm not the Gemara looks at Rabbi Yossi that washing in general is not considered an inuit. That might come out that that's Pshat the Gemara. I didn't see it enough yet. And now the Gemara is asking that for your laundry is so important that it's considered inu nefesh. If a person's not going to do his laundry, his clothing is going to get soiled, and that's considered inu nefesh, surely his body. That's the most kasha. And the Gemara is going to answer, that's the way it is. That the laundry is more important than washing the body. In Kavisa Alima Rabbi Yossi, Kavisa, the word Alima is stronger. The word Alima is not like Alim, Alimut today in Hebrew. That's really Aramaic. Kavisa Alima Rabbi Yossi, that Rabbi Yossi shows that the laundry is more important than washing the body. Dama Shmuel says, this is not a Torah, this is just a fact of life. Hi, Avuvisa de Resha, Maseli de Avira. Let's get over here, the commas over here. Shmuel says, Avuvisa de Resha Maseli de Avira, Avivusa de Mani Maseli de Shamumisa, Avuvisa de Gufa Maseli de Shechnivikidi. What does Avuvisa mean? There's some kind of Avuvisa over there. So the Mepharshim don't exactly say what Avuvisa means. It seems to mean filth. Filth of the head could bring to blindness. Filth of the clothing could bring to insanity. Filth of the body could bring to boils and burns. So which is worse? Boils or burns or insanity? Insanity is worse. So even though I think it's not how you say it. I'm sure that, but really it means crazy. Really means insanity.
The original one.
Huh?
The original word.
It's really batola mevili deishami. Batola means when a person not doing anything, boredom could bring to insanity. But the word shamum doesn't mean insanity. The word shamum doesn't mean boredom, means insanity. The word shamim means I'm insane. It doesn't mean to say that. It means to say I'm bored. But in Hebrew, that's how they use it. But anyway, she say batola. I need batel. I need batlan. So say, okay, we'll do something. But not that I'm a shema. But anyway, the translation is, it's a slang. So we'll say that the filth of the head brings to blindness, the filth of the clothing brings to insanity, the filth of the body brings to boils like shchen and burns. And the rest now, we stop over here, and there can be a Ganata tomorrow. Tomorrow night, 6:45.
No, I'm sorry, what was the first one? The filth of what?
The filth of the head. Person doesn't wash his head.
I'll get it when I come to the.
The filth of the head.